Music. I love music so much. Everywhere I go, I'm always listening to music. There's so many types out there. Video game music all the way to Elvis. Like, check it. Yo, yo, this is NDO. People say I'm weird. My crush likes to think so. Yo, yo, trying to live my life in bliss. Problem is, my basement is filled with I hung out with a lot of band kids in my school, and I have to say, they are pretty cool people. Honestly, I believe it goes band kids, theater kids, and then art kids. Nothing against you art kids, but I believe that most of you also believe that a lot of you shouldn't have learned how to draw. I'm just saying, some of the stuff some of you draw is pretty questionable. I'm not letting the theater kids go too. Most of y'all, let's just say, are ironically a little too dramatic. Band kids have their own fair weirdness, but in my eyes, it's less than the other two cliques. To be fair, I did know a band kid that was selling some lewd stickers in the band room. Did you buy some? Doesn't matter. The first instrument I have ever played was a violin. I was in elementary school, and everyone told me that in elementary school that was mandatory or they had to play a recorder. Well, in my elementary school, it wasn't. It was just voluntarily, and being a nerd, I raised my hand so high so I could just join. Plus, I was able to skip some class time, trying to get them benefits. I had this teacher that I would call Mr. Hump because he slouched. He was a decent teacher, but he would scream at anybody, like anybody. Literally, there were 15 elementary schoolers learning the violin, and if he hears a single note out of place, he will yell at you as if you were the reason that gas prices were that high. I remember we were playing a song and then I messed up, but luckily another girl messed up at the same time, but worse. I mean, she got yelled at, but better her than me. I do remember once he was discussing with us how the sun will expand and engulf the earth, leaving us dead. I was having a life crisis, as if it was gonna happen tomorrow, like for the rest of the day. I got quite good at playing violin, but by the time middle school rolled around, they didn't put me in any music classes. I still listen to music though. I started learning about other music since before I only listened to rap. The only reason I started listening to other genres of music is because of this girl I had a crush on at the time. Now I listen to all types of genres. I mean, wherever I go, I'm listening to music. I'm at school, boom, listening to music. I'm talking to my friends, boom, listening to music. I'm at Mars trying to discover an alien life form and figuring out how to make it sustainable for humans, boom, listening to music. True story, by the way. Writing this script, I was listening to music. Music can affect the tone of something or even someone's emotions. It's quite amazing that how just simple melodies could just change a whole person's mood. Plus, everyone can listen to music, unless you're deaf. That's a different story, which makes me question, how are you watching this video? You can connect with so many people with just music alone. Shoot, I met one of my closest friends, which I'm gonna name Thanos, and we bonded over music. You can connect with so many others enjoying the same music. You can even talk to the person you like and start a conversation just purely on music. I would like to create music at some point, but I don't want to become those YouTubers that make bad or mid music. It's a very common thing that usually happens. It's a very common pattern that happens, which is quite interesting, really. I know my good friend Thanos makes music since he's extremely passionate about it. I went to this band concert one time and he had this guitar duet. It was so amazing. He was like, he was amazing. He was actually teaching me more about music. The people that know how to play instruments or are in band, I just simply click with. Maybe I'm just a secret band kid. I don't know. My other friend, who I'll name Parrot because he had a name that sounded like fruit, was one of the kindest and most creative people I have ever met. That goes for my friend Thanos as well. Parrot literally played every instrument known to man. He knew how to play banjo, tuba, trombone, keyboard/piano, a woman's feelings. Nah, I'm joking about the last part. Sadly. He's very alone. Any of you lovely ladies, though, would like to hit him up, just let me know. I'll let you know, I'll tell you he's very qualified. I also did a concert one time. That day was crazy, from what I remember. I was never fully part of the band people, so basically, they just saw this random kid go through the door. I had like 3 friends that I knew in band. Everyone was freaking out. Everybody was running around the place. They were like, "Oh, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have the instruments, or they're up to tune?" There were people that needed to get pinned. Not like that, you sick perverts. Basically, like, pin the lower cuffs of their pants and sleeves up so it doesn't look big on them. I was one of those people. So basically, I changed into this suit that was too big for me, and I was walking around looking for people to pin my suit. I went with like 6 different people. Literally, I will be following people, and all of a sudden it will be like, "Hey, you tune the instruments? Ah, shoot, I forgot about that. I'll get right to that. Hey, yo, what about me? I still need to get pinned. Oh, go to Joyce." And that happened 6 consecutive times. When I finally got pinned, I just waited with the guitar people until the concert started, because I was going to be one of the people playing guitars. I know it's crazy. It's just a crazy fact that you guys need to know. The thing is, the people that played guitars were the ones who showed up at the very end. So when the concert started, we literally sat and waited for a long time. While waiting, one of the guitarists, who was this short 9th grader at the time, was literally running around all over the place. He was a literal nightmare. He knocked some of the instruments over, knocking them out of tune at the worst time. They had to go up next. They tuned them up so fast, like it was unbelievable speeds. We finally got to the final 2 songs, and it was time for the guitars to shine. It was our moment. We got on stage alongside the other instruments. The song began, and we started to play. It was such a big moment that was ruined. You couldn't even hear us. There was no point of us being up there. It was nice, but what was the point if you can't even hear us in the back? I know some of you might thinking, why weren't you mic'd so they can hear you? I asked the same question. Either way, it was pretty fun. I won't lie. I like being up on stage. I love music, and that won't ever change. Hope you enjoyed today's video. The only question I have left to ask is, who was in Paris?